Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Best teammate.
I forgot I was supposed to email Connellina at the Brighton Trophy Centre for something for work, and it's just reminding me then. Welcome to Best Teammates. Jarrod Walsh is my name. Hey, Matty Burgess, how are you?
Yeah, doing well.
And Rosie, how are you going?
Is it really
Andy,
hot
yourself,
and sweaty?
how are you going, Andy?
Yeah, no, I'm well. Thanks for talking over you again, Rosie.
Oh, this is such rubbish.
Hopefully
This is
people have
rubbish.
enjoyed the games we've been playing over the past couple of episodes. We like to still be present in your lives. Rosie, in all seriousness, it's...
Okay.
This will be the last one, won't it?
Yeah, it's great to see you
last-
talk. What's going on, mate? Because we thought you weren't going to rock up because you were having a baby, but you're just traditionally late.
I was literally, you said meet here at midday, and I got here at midday.
We
No, I
pressed
said
record
there's
at
meat
midday.
here at midday.
Oh, gosh. Anyway,
Tell you what, Rosie, as a coach, I always say if you're on time, you're late.
oh, God,
a very
guys,
good point,
come on, mate.
Supportive.
I'm working a little slower at the moment.
We're glad you're here, though.
Yeah, I'm just waddling, but I'm here. And you look extra sharp, Andy. You do. I
you.
did make Andy put the ticket on my car because it's hard
What
to
does that
walk
mean?
around.
Euphemism.
Yeah. I just feel lazy and
Daddy's
big.
here.
But you sound like a little horse today with your proper shoes on. Do you have a job interview today, mate?
Every day's a job interview when you work for yourself.
Okay.
God. You put on your social media a picture of yourself in the backseat of a car with your
Oh my God,
My dog in the
Rosie.
front seat.
your dog Spaghetti in the front seat with Christopher.
Because we had a baby shower on the weekend.
Oh, congratulations, you had the baby. Yeah.
Thanks for the invite.
What's it?
I didn't want
Was
to
it just
baby a
fluid,
shower?
which is retaining fluid?
I didn't want to call it a baby shower, so I was going to call it Baby Saleh's exit party, and my mum felt uncomfortable about that, and she said no because
Anyone
She
else
said-
who get invited?
When was it?
it was on Sunday, guys.
Oh, just going to check my iMessage.
Yeah, me too. I'll just bring Kira.
Okay.
I'm
just
gonna check
I
the
wanted
video.
it
I
to,
definitely wasn't
I
invited.
wanted
Yeah,
it
me
to be
neither.
a small event, and it ended up being 60 people.
Oh, we still did.
Well, is that supposed to make us feel better?
Yeah. Well, everyone in the
just
world was
my-
there, guys, except you
You're
three.
saying you have 57 more important people in your life than us. I created you. Andy is obviously a great support of you, and you've just met Matt.
Yeah.
So, but still,
We Matt.
like, what's what's happening?
Bunnings.
Talk us through
Hang on
this.
a minute, I'll just see some photos here. The old PD of Nova's was there.
Oh God, which
Oh
one?
my!
Which
the
one?
last one.
Oh.
Yeah. Far out, buddy.
So,
He was there feeding the cows.
Yeah, he's just like lighting all the gas stuff.
who were the other 57 people there?
Yeah, if alphabetical order, please.
Remember my mum is one of 12. We all know that, right? My mum's like one
No,
of
really.
12.
Okay, so 54 of them were family.
It was
Yeah.
mostly family.
Can't
guys.
compete.
So
what are
who
we?
wasn't family then?
Who was my best friends? I'm
Then what are
sorry,
we?
guys.
Well, we-
You're
we're just
my
best.
second best. Do you really want to come to a baby shower?
Well, we can't now because it's
It's
finished.
been
but I
over,
did
yeah.
insist. It was so big because I insisted I didn't want one unless the boys had to come.
We're the boys.
Yeah, I know. So I didn't want Chris to end up at the pub getting drunk because I think that's unfair.
Why?
Who? You? Yeah.
It's unfair on me. I haven't been able to drink for 9 months, and then this whole wedding of the head thing. Did you boys do that? You schmucks.
No, I never got married.
No, but what we did is invited
It's not a
our good
marriage
friends.
thing.
Why did it come to your? Okay, you all
Wedding of the head. I was like, what?
It's not the wedding of the head, it's wedding.
Wedding. Have you heard of that before?
There's a
Only
different
other
one.
terms. Rosie's like, we had a baby shower. Did you have one of those? Andy's like, nah, I never got married.
And I just let it pass. I'm so sorry.
We are more bath people than shower people.
like spas.
Anyway, no, don't let this pass. So you didn't invite
Sound
us.
like
Guys,
spas.
okay, you guys all have children, right? Each and every one of
Yeah.
you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't come to any of your baby showers.
We didn't have
you?
one.
Didn't have one. Taylor was one of mine.
What's that?
You came along to that, didn't you?
Oh, here we go.
Oh no, there was one and I went and I forgot about
Yeah.
it. Oh shit.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
move
I put a
on.
sign out the front. Everyone just thought the house was for sale. I was like, for sale. The park. I saved the park for you as well.
Akmal walks past. Is this my house?
Yeah. Just looking to buy some old mate from old mate. Sorry.
Oh,
yeah.
far out. Did I ever tell the story
No.
on this podcast about the Gretel Killeen book at Harbour Town?
Yes.
I did.
Yes.
Or maybe
I have a vague
Yeah.
memory of that, but please repeat yourself.
But we had
Refresh.
I laughed about it the other day because Gretel Killeen popped into my mind the other day because I used to think she was really attractive when she hosted Big Brother. And we had a...
joke. I don't know if that's a joke.
because they
or not.
both went,
So you all
I
thought
think,
she was
no. I think and
Matt thought
Andy's
Saxon was good looking.
Yeah, I feel
Wow.
like Maddie's was a pre-m and mine was a post-m. So I was like,
Hey, who was the guy that covered up his mouth with the
Merlin.
Merlin. I was a Merlin guy.
Yeah, he's a Merlin guy. Yeah, so all of
the
these
ocean.
Gretel Killeen books came to Nova, like her autobiography. And just as a joke, we had a PD at the time, Dave, and I signed one of them that said something in particular. And anyway, that doesn't matter what it said, because all of a sudden we got a call at Nova a few weeks later by the people of Harbour Town, because our Casanovas took those books and took them to Harbour Town as giveaways.
God.
And one of the punters at Harbour Town who received it returned the book to Harbour Town to give it back to Nova, because they said, look, this isn't appropriate.
can you
What
say
did
the
you
line
write?
that like beep out the
What did
the
you
word?
write?
No,
in
I
there?
can say the word. That's fine. In the word, it said to Dave, "Go fuck yourself" from Gretel Killeen. And the Casanovas handed it out to some people.
Oh, yeah, we're down here at Harbour Town handing out books, and we're looking for the first Dave to come to us and come see
Yeah.
us.
What if Scrooge brought it back though? As if he wouldn't keep it and be like, "How funny is this?"
Yeah, but we have
Oh.
listeners who find things offensive. You know, listeners who just rocked up to the opening of an envelope. Like, it just...
Yeah.
It was pretty crazy. It was pretty crazy, guys. So how is everyone going? How's the week been? We were present last week with the games, and Rosie still hasn't had a kid. Matt, what's been going on with you?
Well, lately I've been enjoying, sport and footy's back, which
Yeah,
is
boy.
great, on the TV. Probably not appealing to Andy or Rosie, but
What?
Yeah, good point.
well, you've got other things going on. So, but no, I've been a keen watcher of the couple of AFL games that have come back on, and
Okay.
I'm also a pretty keen listener as well. So there was a couple of things that stuck out to me in the first week of
Maybe you should
games.
teach Rosie the art of listening.
Yeah, so there was
Too easy.
there was one in particular commentator that really caught my ear, so to speak.
Is this where Andy pushes something?
Andy's
Sorry,
just staring at it.
usually the anchor, whoever's talking about something, they look at me to signal that you want me to play whatever you want me to play. Okay,
Use
here
your
we go.
hand. You signal with your hand.
Sorry, I'm not a radio guy. Because you looked at the wall, I was like, what? Is the wall going to All right, here we go.
Lockie Jones here on the right foot goes inside 50 off the right foot on the right hand boot.
Oh,
on
man.
the right boot.
You hear that? The right hand boot, I said.
Yeah, and then what happened with this one?
on the right foot and
Oh, mate.
on the right fruit.
Have we even spoken since
the
then?
right
Hey.
No.
No,
Ah,
on the right fruit.
So I
feel
made
like
my
we should
commentary debut.
congratulate you firstly. Bravo. That's huge.
No, it was
I
really
think.
challenging. To be honest with you, I was supposed to go to this Port trial match at an internal trial at Alberton, and all I was supposed to do was MC.
Hang on, stop. Before we go any further, when you told us that was happening over text, Maddie thought it was an actual court trial.
No, that was me.
that
That was me.
was Maddie. No, that was perfect. It was perfect.
No, we're speaking of court trials because you sent a picture of someone that looked like you walking out of
Oh,
court.
yeah, we're going to talk about that later. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so I arrived at Alberton, and Daniel Norton, we know Daniel
Norts.
Norton, he's a legend, like nicest guy in the world. And he said, "Oh, mate, do you want to do some co-commentary?" And I said, "No," because the only other time I've done it with you,
yeah.
Maddie, where we did it in the studio for Best Team Mates, or it was Best Team Men back then, I think.
Off a laptop.
Off a laptop.
What did you comment? What game?
Oh, just an old AFL game. We just wanted to try our hand at it.
We gave it to the program director of 5AA, who pretended he listened, never listened to it, which was really good. And so he said, "Okay, so what you're going to do is you will be the co-commentator." And I said, "I've never done it before. I'll just do special comments, so I
You
can
found
just
out on the day.
on the day,
Jeez.
like an hour before." So I've then gone, all right, I'll have a go, because I saw it as an opportunity to get out of my comfort zone and try something I haven't tried before, which there's a lot of things I haven't tried before in life, and this was one of them, apart from you, Andy, which I've tried a few times.
You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying. And so we got to the position of the grandstand where we literally were at the back of the grandstand. There was no monitor. So a lot of the commentators have monitors to call off. We couldn't see what was happening over the other side of the ground. Now, I'm quite good when it comes to numbers of the Port Adelaide players. Rosie isn't, right? Rosie looks at haircuts or skin tone to see which
Oh,
player
that
is
is.
which.
I was going to
Goodness,
say
Rosalie.
arm definition.
No, you do. And
Which one? See it through the shorts.
the arm which is holding the apple.
They're all nicknamed Tripod.
Yeah. So I got to the match, and I got a tap on the shoulder from Norts when it was my turn. So as you heard, I said right-hand boot, which wasn't
You said
good.
right-hand fruit at one
On the
point.
Right-hand fruit, yeah. I'm really self-critical as well. So in my head, I'm thinking, I'm really bad at this. And I reckon by the time I got to the third quarter, I got a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
But it's really challenging to do it. There were also some players that play for the Sandford Port Magpies that were wearing numbers that I didn't know who these players were, because I could look at players and I know who they are by face or by body structure or by old mates like Rosie does. So
Can we just?
it was
make sure
challenging.
No one believes that.
Even better.
But it's true.
Shush her. Daniel Norton in the last quarter started choking on a nut. So he's he's
God.
mid-conversation. He's like,
And then also ate some food.
yeah, and I'm like, I don't know what to do here.
Were you
So,
doing that well?
mate? It was, it was really challenging. I have
On
a
the
lot
right
more,
fruit.
yeah, I have a lot more respect for commentators.
Well,
Look, for the very first time, that's literally my first time. I think I did okay. Maybe a 3 out of 10.
No,
No,
I think you did well. I
did
think
good.
I think one thing as a listener, you really want to know more about the players as it's happening. I know how on what foot every 40 listed player kicks on now because he
That's all I could do though. And
No,
what
you
else
also
am I?
had
and what fruit
anecdotes
they
on some
eat.
of the players.
You know what
a
you've done
little
though?
bit.
Like
it happened so fast though at that
Yeah.
point, and I think because it's that standard, when it's like AFL, I've been told AFL's so much easier because there's so much time to take a breath. When you're commentating on vision for what people see, we couldn't see what they were seeing.
And
also
what
you don't
you-
have live stats or anything
Yeah.
like
Nothing.
that going on.
And the
right?
grandstand is quite far away.
At the very back of the grandstand.
It's got
really
poles in front of you.
quite
It was
distant.
hard. So
A lot of Polish people with it.
And they're really,
No, well,
really
'cause
tall.
I've only heard the highlight reel that Maddie sent me to cut that.
it
audio
wasn't even
up.
a highlight. Is
No,
certainly
I
not
was
the way
actually
to
really
describe
impressed.
it.
I was really impressed. I actually enjoyed what I heard, and it takes me back to Nort's at 5AA and him wearing pants and
Yeah, you
being
could see
hilarious
the
and stuff.
outline, but he was really really
was
good.
Nort's a commentator for 5AA.
Yeah, and then
He
on air,
loves
he's
it.
great. He's great.
Yeah.
He's
On the right
really-
fruit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I only got this audio like an hour ago, so I thought I'd throw a song together.
Fruit. Fruit.
But then
I'm trying to think how the R got in there because foot and boot, neither of them have an R.
Yeah, look,
Maybe
I don't know. Wait, I've got one for it.
I can't edit now.
No, if you just play the
Can we make a
if you just
song
play the
live?
Hey, you know why I like
On the right fruit.
No, not yet. You know why I like apples, because they are.
On the right fruit.
Yeah, that's good. That's not bad. Is it? You got one, Matty? Try it.
Yeah. I really love a big banana because it's
On the right fruit.
Yeah, you go for it, Rosie. What do you got?
How good's watermelon?
On the right fruit.
Yeah, that's pretty shit.
You know how originally when Con and Lena first come about, like we printed on the t-shirt.
Yeah.
Because I was hungover and I'd said Con and Lena
Yes.
too quickly and just mumbled it. Well, I didn't realise that Con has left Lena for someone else, and I picked this up through the audio that you guys had recorded.
Connor Rosie will get it off. Connor Rosie will get it off.
Connor Rosie. will
he's
get
with
it on.
Rosie. He's Rosie now.
You know why I'm also really angry at myself is because I once accidentally said Connor Rosie. Now, there's a big difference between saying Rosie and Rosie, okay? This is a
It
pet
doesn't
peeve of
sound
mine.
what. Yeah.
No, you go, mate.
No.
Connor Rosie will get it off.
From someone who's called Rosie.
If I called you Rosie, it's an
The
insult.
minute he started playing, my life got more confusing at Adelaide Oval.
Yeah, of course.
I was like, people are calling my name. Well, no, they're not. They don't give a shit about me. They're calling Rosie.
no, they don't give a shit
Come
about
on,
you.
buddy. Come on,
Yeah,
buddy.
But there's a commentator on Friday night who was calling Jed McEntee McKenty, and there's a player for Port Adelaide called Trent McKenzie. So I got confused between McKenty and McKenzie, and you know that I'm real anal, and also I've got a real problem with people that can't say names correctly. So that I was really
I knew
focused
that was
on getting
coming.
names correct because I can't stand it when people get names
But it's
incorrect.
It's funny when even the players take the piss out of it now. I remember when Orazio Fantasia
Yes.
told everyone at Channel 7 his last name was pronounced Fantasia.
Yeah.
It
and
is.
then they started commentating.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But that's how it should be said.
It is. You're right, and that's the same as Stephen Cornelio.
Coniglio.
People call him
Cornelio.
Cornelio. No, it's not Camilio. It's
Cornelio. It should be Cornelio. The G should be. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
Can you imagine
You have
me
to deal
announcing the
with it.
game?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I'd be fucking just getting everything
Considering
wrong.
you're the guy that instead of
Fletcher.
saying Morn team, you once said Magnum theme on 5
How rude.
And I did a soccer game, I can't
You
remember.
commentated a soccer
It was a ground announcing, and I had called out the wrong person, and I got booed. Like the whole of Adelaide Oval.
That
booed
is
me.
an achievement.
Yeah,
That they were listening, which is nice.
It stuck with me the
Sometimes
whole
you don't
time.
think
Rosie,
about.
Andy also did something very special a couple of years ago. And
Jared's making these weird eyes. I'm
No,
very
so please
intrigued.
tell me if I've told this story because I started losing it the other day just with laughter. So Andy and I went to go and watch Rudimental perform,
Yes.
and they performed with. I think we saw him twice. Like we saw him with Jess Glynn once, and we saw him at HQ, the old HQ, which I think they were there by themselves.
Yeah,
Wow.
well, they were, yeah.
And I got to interview him, which was awesome. And Andy, I always said, Andy, come along. Andy can do some social stuff, but also meet the band. Like it's any experience that I had, I wanted Andy involved in.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
So what we're told to get when you go and speak to artists for radio, it used to be really a local kind of thing. So you would sit down with them and say, hey guys, can you say I'm Piers from Rudimental and this is Nova, something like that. Now what happens is the artist will go and do it all in Sydney. It's not localized anymore. They'll just say, oh, you're listening to Nova, or you're listening to, and they'll put an ID or something like that. Nova. Even when I'm in Miami, bitch, got made to I'm in Adelaide, bitch.
Yeah. Probably
So
the
anyway,
cringest thing I'd ever heard.
we had a hey, I'm Piers and we're Rudimental. So we were supposed to play, and forever, for as long as we can imagine, it said, hi, I'm Piers from Rudimental on Nova. And no one ever knew that the on Nova part was Andy Martin's voice.
Yeah. You know how many tries I had to put on the accent? And I'm like, I had to go back
Can you do
again.
it now?
On Nova. I really had to push it. It was lots of fun having to do that sort of stuff. Back onto the you're announcing though, the ground announcing, or what do you call it? Is it ground announcing? No.
MCing.
For commentating. that
Commentating.
thing,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. You and Norts would be so good for the birth of Rosie's child.
Oh my god.
Well, we're not invited. We weren't invited to the baby shower.
Were you going to be?
What do you mean?
Because this is what it's going to sound like if it all happens.
Oh god. What have you done?
Well done to Rosie. Rosie, the old warrior. The cannon.
Do you want to hear it again? Because Maddie laughed over a good bit.
Yes.
Sorry.
Sorry.
You're all right. Here we go.
Well done to Rosie. Rosie, the old warrior.
The cannon.
Where am I giving birth? In a stadium?
Yep.
So good.
Yep.
Thanks, Norts.
You've been busy this week. That's
That
unbelievable.
was in the last 40 minutes.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Hey, I need to talk about Con too.
Yeah, go for it, mate.
All right,
We're here.
so
We got no structure.
There was there was once a time where this particular podcast graced his electronic scrolling screen.
Yeah,
Now it's just your SEN show.
yeah.
Nothing to do with us.
Wowee.
No, Rosie's having a baby.
I mean, I haven't
9
requested
lives.
Well,
that.
you know what's going to happen now. That will
hope
appear
so.
now because you've said it because you
Yeah.
peer pressured
That's
him
why
and
I said
Lena.
it, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, Con got in touch. We've all met Con and Lena, and they are biggest supporters of everything that we do.
They are the best people in the world.
They are. They absolutely are. So Con has decided to invest a bit in SEN, to promote Brighton Trophy Centre. So they
Good man.
promote our votes at the end of each week where we just play our mistakes, where there's a lot of them.
And there was no sponsorship beforehand?
Well, it's a completely new show.
Okay.
So they said that they would like to get involved. So the SEN team went and presented to them, and I said, Con, I'll just do whatever, mate. You just tell me what you need done.
So you're that announcer.
For Con. Well, we're supposed to. We're supposed to
The
give
one that
2 mentions of them. I give them about 8 mentions
Yeah.
a show. But then it's not with radio, you'll get a credit line to say, Adelaide circumcision, you flop them, we chop them, something like that, right? So
I missed that one. That was my favourite one from 2018.
You can see-
Have you seen their price list? They call the cheap one a rip-off. Oh my God.
yeah, I know, exactly. But don't spend too much because they'll say you can keep the tip. Anyway, Rosie, you can do that with your son. So,
I'm happy to go.
oh,
Don't try that.
I've listened to what you've said the last 9 months.
wait, you're pregnant?
I thought I could try that the other day and be like, I'm not. I'm just like ice cream.
Yeah, I forgot. Oh, yeah. So
Where are you going with this?
no, they're on board, which has been brilliant. And then he sent me a video, and
But they've had a little upgrade at the front. Is there still a little?
yeah. And internally, I remember rocking up once, and he's like, "Oh, have you met Andy?" I'm like, "Andy's there." And we had a scotch, and it was unbelievable. Andy was that was like real peak kind of let's get around Andy time, which we still are, but obviously,
Let the ship sail away.
Do you feel it, Andy? or what?
Oh, not anymore.
there's lots of love. So they're doing really well, Con and Lena, and you'll definitely get promotion now for Rosie's baby on that.
Good.
Which is
I drive past it most days, and I'd like to see a Rosie baby.
it's a shame you're not on like Brecky Radio at the moment. You could have a massive story arc around this.
yeah,
What should we
totally.
name Rosie's baby? Do you reckon if you had a listener party, we'd get invited to your baby shower if it was a listener party?
You'd have to
Just a
win
baby
your way
bunting.
there.
Should
wouldn't
we, all
you? You'd have
put, should we
to-
all put our votes in for baby's name?
We did, didn't we?
Did we?
We should do it again.
Do it again.
Mine was like Areola or something like that, wasn't it?
I think that was the episode where it accidentally stopped recording.
Shut up. Stop talking over me.
Hey, have you guys done an injury before?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Like on what?
So I think I've done my calf for the very first time.
Really?
I was in Melbourne for the weekend, and it was funny because we were doing the Australian basketball, and they were against Bahrain, and there was the biggest bloke I've ever seen in the world. Like, I'm not an
Did
athlete.
you point Bahrain
Okay, you go,
out?
mate.
Did you point Bahrain out on the globe?
No worries, buddy. Just talk over him.
Was the game going ahead apart from any conditions Bahrain?
Oh, yeah, it's good.
Yes.
Sorry,
So-
I almost talked over that.
They're like they're just World Cup qualifiers that so Bahrain were playing, but there was this bloke who was, again, he doesn't look like an athlete at all, and like the biggest
I
bloke.
No, I was playing.
He managed to make a basket, and that was the biggest cheer of the night.
good
So it was the Australia won by like 50 points, right? And then they played Kazakhstan, and all you think is Borat the whole time on
Yes.
Sunday.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah.
Like as they do some sort of
So you're
Four-pointer.
watching athletes play. How did you end up doing a calf?
Yeah, so on the Saturday I had a day off. So I'm staying at my uncle's house who lives near the Dandenong Ranges. And I said, hey, look, I would like to go for a run. Is there anywhere to go? And he said, oh, you can go in the national park if you want. I said, okay, cool. So I've got to the gate of the national park and I've looked at it, and it's not a path. It's not a road. It's basically just all pebbles. It's the military track which they drive the big trucks on. And I thought,
I'm going to get bitten by a snake.
I'll just do it. And I was looking out for snakes everywhere. There was kangaroo poo everywhere. And I've gone for the run. And then over the past 2 days, my calf is really sore. My question is, so this is apparently it's an old man injury, right? This is what happens when you're an old man, you do your calf. Do you know whether you've pulled a muscle? Like, would I know if I've pulled a muscle, or is there a difference between pulling a muscle and it's sore? Andy will get to your muscle in a second. You can
He
just
is
see he's
holding
like, no, just do
on
it. Do it
so
now.
I'm accepting what you're doing.
No, just all right. I think just do it now. We'll get back to it, Matt. When you last pulled a muscle, or what we were looking at beforehand, which is recently.
Did it happen while you were running? Or
No,
did it pulled up sore the next day.
Next day, tender. Today, it just
were you
feels like
cramping, or
Nah,
was it
not at
just-
all. You can just feel like it's there.
I've done a couple of calves, and they always happen at the time.
Okay,
so
it might be all right.
Yeah, you might be okay.
Some
Might
DOMs,
just
just
get
some
some
DOMs.
DOMs. Get to
Is that the meat good place?
Yeah. Dom is good.
Dom's good. Yeah. Maybe go see some physio and get some dry needling, and just get that fixed up.
Okay, and Rosie, apart from the one that got you pregnant, have you ever pulled a muscle?
Oh my God.
Shout out to Christopher.
Have I ever put?
Salad.
Probably. I can't remember. Like, sure. Probably.
Well, I mean, you probably would know. Have you? What's the worst injury you've had? I mean, Matt's had back surgery. Back's had Matt surgery. So
I don't want to jinx myself. I've never broken anything. Like, I've never.
apart from your.
Your
Beat that.
Your water's about to
You
break.
cannot say that. Oh my God.
Beat that.
I missed that. I missed
He
it.
said,
I'll beep that. It rhymes with
Robert,
Just move on. Just move on.
3 beeps is good though. Because I was thinking it, I'm like, surely I won't say it. Then you hear in the background, Andy,
Stop saying it.
beep that. What time are we at? We're at. Can you just go back to that time code, buddy, and we'll just
mate.
just
buddy.
beep that there,
Yeah,
and
buddy,
we'll just
sorry.
because now's the time if we're going to beep
24,
anything. So
45.
24 minutes. Anyone just want to say anything defamatory while he's got the beep thing going? 24,
Do it.
24.
Do it,
Rosie,
Rosie.
say something defamatory. Go just say it.
I'm not saying anything defamatory because for some reason you
No, we
probably
wouldn't have
won't
peeped it. No.
I know.
Okay, so have you broken anything?
No.
Okay, great. Andy, over to you. 24 minutes.
Yeah. No, when I was swimming, I'd always injure my calves as well. I'd get cramps real bad.
That's not an injury. That's a cramp.
Yeah, no. When you're going that fast swimming,
They hurt a lot.
Yeah, it's not running on them. Well, it's impact, kind of.
I did watch a good Netflix doco while I was away.
Oh, yeah.
And the name of it escapes me. It was that good. But you guys will love this because you'll remember it. No, it's relevant. You know Kai?
Cobra Kai.
No. So a couple of years ago...
Kai Hurst.
No. A couple of years ago...
Is his brother Matt?
Nikolai French.
I'll just have a sip of water while you guys keep on riffing, all right? Hold on.
He's in a laughing mood. I'm crying.
So remember a couple of years ago, over in the States, there was a car where the driver stopped, got out of the car and started assaulting someone. So rammed
And then
into
ate
another...
their face off? Different story.
That's the movie Face Off. So then he's got out and started assaulting this person.
Or in America, they call that Tuesday.
Well, the passenger in this guy's car was a hitchhiker who got out of the car, saw it, hit the attacker in the back of the head with a hatchet. And then he went viral.
What's a hatchet? Like an axe?
It's like an axe.
little
Yeah.
axe.
Okay.
So I'll give you an idea of what the guy looks like. Do you remember this guy who went viral on social media?
Yeah.
Kai.
Is he wearing glad on his head? What's on his
No,
head?
that's like a bandana.
bandana.
Thing.
Okay.
I mean, he's not that homeless that he gets to put cling wrap on his head, mate.
Bandana.
Do you want me to? I can't plug my phone in, can I? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, do you want me to plug it in so you'll be able to?
So you watched a documentary about this moment?
Yes, because there's heaps more. So just hold on, mate. I've got YouTube Kids up at the moment.
Put your Bluetooth on. Edit point.
Oh, you put your Bluetooth. No, we don't edit in this podcast apart from the beeps when Andy said
No.
Bluetooth is on. I'll just connect up. Hold on. I think this is good, interesting part. What am I connecting to? The Rodecaster Pro.
Yep.
Oh, Rodecaster Pro. Rodecaster Pro. Yeah. Are we boring you, Rosie?
No, I'm just checking if any fraudulent activities happened in my bank account. I lost my wallet, guys.
Oh, you tell us that boring story while I'm trying to
you
write
do
it.
that. You do that. I was just checking.
What do you mean? Who? What happened?
I don't know, I just realised it didn't happen.
Okay, so I'm in the Rodecaster Pro. Thank you very much for that
Okay.
padding there. Really good. Okay, so a couple of years ago, this happened, and this is what Kai had to say when he was interviewed. I'm going to play you like 10 seconds of it, all right? So this is just a YouTube ad.
Turn on call notes. Then during the call, say, "Hey Optus, take
ad.
notes," and the assistant will check with the other
I'll just
caller
turn this
before
on.
Just pay for
transcribing.
premium, man.
Oh, perfect.
Absolutely not. I wanted to see how I can connect better to
starts
Optus.
with yes.
All right, here we go.
I'm one of the heroes.
Yeah. Can we talk to you? Do you mind?
What do you want to talk about?
What happened today?
Well, went straight out of Dogtown, skateboarding, surfing it up. Before I say anything else, I want to say no matter what you've done, you deserve respect. Even if you make mistakes, you're lovable. And it doesn't matter your look, skills, or age, or size, or anything, you're worthwhile. No one could ever take that away from you.
Nice guy.
Now, this stuff right here, I was driving and I was in the passenger side of this f***er's car, and
he beeped it.
comes over on there. He was over by the recycling center. He says, "Oh, when I was in the Virgin Islands, 30 years old on a business trip, I this 14-year-old." I was like, "You what?" He's like, "I raped this 14-year-old." Starts crying, gives me a big hug. He's like 300-pound guy. I'm like, "Oh shit, you must be f***ed, man. Like, what's he talking about?" I didn't take him seriously at first. Comes driving down this way. He's like, "You know what? I come to realize I'm Jesus Christ, and I can do anything I want to." And watch this, bam! And he smashed into this guy right there, pinned him in between that truck. And so I hop out, I look over, the guy's pinned there. I mean, like, freight train riders know this. Like, if you get pinned between something, do not move that shit, otherwise you bleed out.
True that.
Like, motherfucker, I ran in, I grabbed the keys, he's sitting there like nothing even happened. And like, man, if you started driving that car around again, man, there would have been a hell of a lot of bodies around here.
It'll make sense, sir.
I hop on out, and so I grabbed the bag, I threw it over by that pole right there, and then Buddy gets out, and these two women are trying to help him. He runs up and he grabs one of them, man. Like, a guy that big can snap a woman's neck like a pencil stick. So I ran up behind him with a hatchet, smash, smash, smash. Yeah.
Is he dead?
The lady said you saved
Okay,
her
so
life.
here's the deal, right? So this bloke, a couple of things to break down. I really reckon you should watch this thing on Netflix.
So he's jumped in the car with a psycho.
Yeah, so the guy's got out, right, and he's attacked these people, allegedly, and Kai has done this and gone smash, smash, smash. So...
Kai is the
he's the hitchhiker with the cling wrap on his head.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the guy interviewing him, it's his first day doing news reporting. First day, because he's normally the sports reporter. He interviews him, and then Kai refuses to speak to any other media organisation. He's like, nah, I've done my interview. So this guy has like full access on Kai. What happens from here? He becomes a meme, a viral sensation. Couple of things then. He goes on the Jimmy Kimmel show, has a chat with Jimmy Kimmel. Then he...
Did the guy die? Is the guy dead?
The hatchet guy.
The guy who got hatcheted?
No, still alive.
Okay.
That has nothing to do with the story, by the way.
just check it. Oh, he could...
Rosie's like, oh, what did you eat for breakfast?
Kai would be a murderer if the guy was dead, so it is related.
Yeah, but my suggestion is let me tell the story.
Okay.
So then what happens is he then gets contacted by the Kardashian producers who want to make a documentary about this guy who's living homeless around America. Fast forward, he's viral, getting all this free stuff. People are trying to find him. The internet hero. Everybody loves this guy. Then, all of a sudden, this lawyer in America turns up dead. Dead! And it traces back to Kai, who is roaming the streets, where what he managed to do was find this American bloke, stay at his house one night, then go the next day, go back to his house and stomp this bloke to death. This Kai bloke's in prison now for murder.
Okay, he is a murderer.
And what it turns out,
Who was the lawyer?
Yeah.
I don't know, some old bloke.
So he just randomly attached himself to this lawyer.
That is what is depicted. However, what he believes to have done is had a look at people who work in the judicial system and people that have alleged to have had involvement with inappropriate activity with kids and be a vigilante and go and try and get all these
like
people.
a Dexter for
Correct. That's exactly right.
What was the first thing he said at the start of that little thing? He was like, everybody deserves...
forgiveness.
Yeah. So he started off as this legend. Now he's in prison for murder. It's just come out on Netflix. Have a look at it because it's these viral sensations. I don't know. No, it's called Kai, Kai the Axe Magnet or whatever it's called. Just have a look, mate.
Google the word Kai.
Yeah. So, was that a good story?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, okay. So
Is there
took us on a journey.
Is there a slight chance that the first guy that he bludgeoned with a what was that little axe?
He was from the story. He was a
from what he said.
Yeah, but he might not have been.
Well, exactly.
You know what I
He
mean?
might have just been a psycho. So
And so the guy crashing the car could have been him trying to save himself from Kai smashing him in the head with a bloody little axe.
Yep.
Yeah, true.
You know?
Everybody-
And him grabbing the woman is like, please help me.
Yeah.
That's
I just
exactly
been axed
right.
in the back of the head.
But
Everything
then
can be
people now-
twisted.
Yeah.
opportunistic people that want to give them their 15 minutes of fame, and there you are. I mean, that's it. Hey, guys, how you been, Andy?
Yeah, not a bad, mate.
Not a bad.
Not a bad.
Not the bad.
Yes. I went and saw the biggest sheep in the world last week.
Oh, what was their name?
Steve.
Oh, is that one of our old bosses?
Was he alive? Was he a real sheep?
No, it was in Goulburn. In New South Wales.
That big thing.
Yeah, the sheep, that big thing.
Why is it when you personal question?
Because I like big things.
When you travel for work,
Yes.
do you make it your mission to go to the shittest places in those towns? Like, hey, instead of going and looking at Torquay and looking at like Bell's Beach, you went to go and have a look at where bloody Ship to Shore was filmed or whatever around the twist. Like, do you make it? Are you going to go?
That reminds me, we've got to get over to Ship to Shore's.
Are you going to go to Robe and stop at like the giant lobster on the way? Or
Have you been to Summer Bay?
Not yet.
I have.
Palm Beach. Is it Palm Beach?
Well, that's your
You'll
weekend.
find
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Tell us all
All
about
five
it.
of us head along. Actually, 10 of us now for you both. Sorry. What? Fingers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was
Yeah,
it Mrs.
so-
Palmer and her 5 daughters or whatever?
Well, I've never met them. So tell us about your crap trip.
So I went there, came back. Sounds crap. Stayed in Canberra, went and had a look at Parliament House for a bit.
Oh, yeah,
had a look
Canberra's all right
at
there.
Yeah, Canberra's pretty good.
You didn't say-
Parliament House.
No, Palmer House.
Did you notice how beautiful they are?
Parmesan
Andy got arrested for palming at Parliament House.
Turns out you can't.
The grass is beautiful outside Parliament House in
Yeah,
Canberra.
over the roof there, so that's good.
Pardon?
You know, the grass goes up and sort of kind of over the roof.
I was talking about the grass in the ground.
Good.
Did you go all the embassies and have a look there in Canberra?
No, I'm
Grass
not allowed
chat.
to. Sorry?
What do you mean you're not allowed
What
to?
about the War Memorial?
Calm down, guys.
I've been there,
I just drove in a circle and left.
You could have driven on the street where all the embassies are.
That's very Canberra.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. No, because everyone that
Postcards with Andy Marr.
I knew. So, g'day guys. This week we're going to drive in a circle and then get the hell out of there.
Canberra's very much like, you know, those mazes?
Yeah, it
Those
is.
circular ones, and you got to find the gap, and it's like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just-
yeah. So that's what happened.
So sorry, we keep interrupting you, and it's normally Rosie. So keep going.
Sorry.
And that's what
Yeah,
happened.
you should.
No, make sure I turn my mic up louder than yours now, so I can just continue talking.
Can you please film your adventures next time?
Yeah.
You said film?
Film.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can.
Can we have like a little, best teammates traveling with Andy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have to do something stupid like put your thumbs up at every shot. Just I like something like
you know
that.
who's awesome at that? Cam.
Oh, yeah.
Remember Cam?
No. Who's
Oh,
Cam?
Cam Doyle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Boom. With his
Yeah, you were looking at me
You should
because
actually
Yeah,
start
fucking forgot.
You should start a variety travel show. Like it,
Yeah.
there's space for that in
The
Adelaide
only
at the
thing
moment.
is because of the
But like
work
an
that I do, I'm not supposed to be letting the public know where I am.
Right. So,
What, parole officer.
No, brothels.
no, but you put it out after the fact.
So you're in a broth tour of Australia. Went to Parliament
G'day,
House
Ted
and 9
here.
brothels.
What do
Yeah,
you
we're on the
mean?
broth tour of the nation.
Oh, what about after the fact?
No, even after the fact, because other businesses can track where I've been, and then
And then
can
they'll
take,
try and take the competitor. Okay.
I'm not sure how well you think this show's going to go, but
And that's what happens, guys, when you get big.
So, where did you stay in Canberra? What side of the bridge? The Parliament House side?
suburb.
I stayed in a suburb called Ainsley.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Because you used to live in
Yeah.
Canberra, didn't you, Matty?
I did, yes.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Good footy club.
Canberra.
The
or
Canberra
Ainsley?
Footy Club.
Ainsley. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
So I was there for one night,
Okay.
but spent most.
What
of my time
side
in
is
Melbourne.
is that? The Monica Oval side, Ainsley?
Yeah, it is.
That's the fancy side.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ainsley's nice.
the place I was staying in didn't feel fancy.
Oh, really?
It felt like a lot of politicians had stayed there and done a lot of bad things.
Did you take a blue light?
No, because I just knew that it would light up.
Yeah.
You could just tell because it was just like
It's like, hey, Ed Sheeran's here. Let's light up the Adelaide Oval. It's like you like lighting up the
it really is, but it's like a real bright purple.
Why do you think there were politicians in those rooms?
That's Canberra.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
Canberra.
that's a good
There's a
sign.
few- oh.
Yeah.
So
And the
that's-
room was called the executive suite. So, you know
Whoa!
what I'm saying, boys?
Okay.
A lot of broth in there, I reckon.
We got a game to play. Anyone?
Yeah, we can, but we'll do it next episode, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it next episode. All right, so let's wrap this one up because we've got an episode you'll hear next week. So let's just all go do. Hey, Rosie, good luck with the kid.
I might be back here next week. She might just sit around for another 2 weeks.
She.
It's a kill. We've made this. We've established this. We've established this.
Oh, not areola. Look up in the areola. Oh, jeez. Remember, 24 minutes, you got to beep heaps.
Thanks for listening to Best Teammates. Follow us on socials and make sure you subscribe.